So we're gonna go what I do now for stress relief and to help my own mental health and emotional well-being is I go down to the beach almost every night and I watch the sunset and I walk in the water. I often just go swimming in the water in the ocean and it makes me feel so much better. I'm gonna try to do it in between phone calls as well, between Zoom calls. It's definitely one of the things that's helped me and it's still helping me. And I'll do it for the rest of my life, I think, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to obviously be down here and be able to experience that because it's not something not everybody gets to do that every night. You know, there's a lot of people in some really dark places that are not living so good these days because of mental health. And, you know, nature, if you do have that at your disposal, is incredible. The water, the sun, you know, all those kinds of things, because there is so many people out there these days that are isolating. And it is a global epidemic beyond the epidemic. And to rid the stigma of mental illness, mental health, we're being completely overstimulated these days with the computers, with the devices that we're on right now. You know, we're on a live and we have these gadgets that are literally like an extension to the physical body. So we have to, like, especially for two people that I know that are very hypersensitive, that take in a lot of it's sensory overload. So, you know, I do have sensory overload. I think the girl up top of me does too, and it's not easy. And every day is a battle. Every day I deal with anxiety. You know, I try to laugh it off or whatever, but some days it doesn't go away. And I'm under the covers for 3, 4, 5 hours. I'll just stay. I won't leave the house sometimes for 3 days. You know, I know I'm really depressed if I haven't showered in days. And that does happen. You know, people see me on the outside, whatever, and they think, oh, that guy's okay. You know, so, but that's who I really am, is a human being, just like so many other people out there that are suffering in tremendous silence, that aren't speaking up. And I will say, I'm very proud of people, men and women, that are speaking up about their mental health, because it's rippling across the world. It's not just segregated to one certain place. Everybody's going through something or knows somebody who's going through something. And trauma is the huge thing right now because so many people have isolated over the past few years. I mean, it wasn't discovered until 1980. The actual word PTSD wasn't a catchphrase until 1980. And then obviously over COVID and especially the last couple of years, people coming out of the pandemic, now it's PTSD overdrive with everybody. And the thing is, when one person in the family suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, anyone that loves that family member, the son, the daughter, the parents, whatever, is going to suffer as well. It can cause anger. It can cause all kinds of other mental health issues. That's the thing. PTSD is one thing, but what branches off from it, and then the kind of therapy that you have to do, whether it be psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, I'm all about cognitive, faith-based therapy. That's what I'm about. And I just did 30 plus hours in less than 3 weeks. Some of my sessions were 3 hours, and I was diving deep back into hockey abuse, horrible stuff that happened to me, getting urinated on, you know, acts that should never be. They were inhumane. Inhumane. The hockey culture. I love hockey. I love hockey so much, but the culture can literally go. You know, I'm not going to get into F-bombs here or anything like that, but the hockey culture sucks. And to feel less than as a human being, especially when you're trying to play a sport that you love and you get shoved into a bathroom with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other guys, you know, oh, thank you very much, Legends of Entity. It's no wisdom, it's just the truth and stuff that you go through. We all go through stuff, and they either make us or break us. But you know, what I was going to say about the hockey culture in my life, that set the precedence for me being an international drug smuggler, because I just lost all respect for myself. I didn't think anybody loved me. I didn't think anybody liked me. So I was just like, okay, 22 homes later, from 16 to 23, one being in prison, and losing that, you know, a year and a half of my life, and then looking back on my dream to be a hockey player, be envious, and then start doing dark stuff, and then come out of that, still live. Yeah, I understand what PTSD is, what all these people are going through. I really do. I try to, at least. I try to lend an ear whenever I can because I'm no better and I'm no worse than anybody. And, you know, there's a lot of people that do talk about people behind each other's back. Gossip is poison, you know? So, like, I want no enemies in this life. And I think, like, with more actually being aware of, like, unity and community and just being yourself and not trying to be a glory hound or famous on this stuff, like, this whole mental health movement needs to, like, yeah, there's shirts and stuff, like break the stigma, whatever. The only way we're gonna ever break the stigma is if we have more of these, more people listening, more big public speaking engagements, you know, where people of the world that are suffering in silence come up and start talking about this. And this isn't a TED Talks. Look, I've done 2 TED Talks. I didn't really like doing them. You want to know why? Because I had to memorize what I had to say. If I actually went up in front of 10,000, a million fans, people, not fans, people, sorry, fans, I'm used to playing hockey, and was able to speak like this and then have other people come up and everyone's like kind of relating to each other's story, that's how community and unity, and that's how you make a change in the lives of others, one person at a time.